Well, Rockstar Games has now officially dropped some new intel on GTA 6 gameplay details. And the gameplay details that they've shared right now is miles ahead of what we have known so far about GTA 6. So there was a new exclusive interview done by Dazed magazine, and Rockstar Games shared some crazy new gameplay details. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into every single details that we know so far. So first, let's start off with the reactive open world information that they've shared, where they said that Vice City will be more grounded and reactive, with NPCs that are going to be responding realistically to the player's actions. Carrying a rifle in public, for example, will draw attention and reaction from citizens. Well, this feature is something that we've already seen in Red Dead Redemption 2. You can't really carry a bunch of weapons like we used to in previous GTA games, where you could just pull the weapons out of your arse, which is something that has always stayed very unrealistic in Grand Theft Auto games. But now it seems like you're only going to be able to carry one heavy weapon. If you're carrying like a minigun or something, it's just going to be one weapon that you can carry. And apart from that, you will be able to carry sidearm. You can either get a gun holster where you can pretty much just show off that you have a weapon, or you can just tuck in the weapon inside your pants, looking like a gangster. Nobody's going to know that you have a weapon. So if you're generally carrying light weapons, I believe it's going to be very similar to what we've seen with Red Dead Redemption, where you can have like the whole weapon inventory on your horse. You can just pull out weapons from your horse. I think in GTA 6, it's going to be your car. You're probably going to have your weapons inside of your trunk or something, so you can just walk up to your car, pull out the weapon that you want. And you got to keep this in mind, that this game is going to be very realistic, which means that if you're carrying a weapon in the public, then obviously the NPCs are going to report you to the police, or maybe you're just going to be seen as someone that is intentionally threatful. Now, moving up next, they've given more details about Jason and Lucia. Now, Rockstar says that Jason Duval is going to be an ex-military member who's going to get involved in drug running, while Lucia Caminos is a fighter who was recently released from prison. Well, it seems like it's going to be a classic ex-military story, where Jason's going to have all the skills from the military training that he's got in his past. And then since Lucia is a fighter, which means that the game is going to justify on how Lucia knows to fight really good. So it's going to be a very good combination. I believe that Lucia is not going to be very good in terms of handling weapons, but then Jason, since he has the background of being an ex-military, I think is going to be the sharpshooter here. Now, moving up, they've also spoken about character switching. Now, this is something very interesting with GTA 6 compared to what we've seen in GTA 5. Now, first off, Rockstar Games says that players can seamlessly switch between Jason and Lucia during certain missions, which includes driving or even using weapons from the passenger seat. Now, if you compare this with GTA 5, you can actually switch characters between Michael, Trevor, and Franklin anytime you want. But when you're playing missions, it was always kind of like locked into one character. You can't really change to the other character when you're playing as one. But then in GTA 6, what Rockstar has done here is that they're going to go all the way back to the prologue style of GTA 5. Now, if you remember the prologue where Michael and Trevor, they both do the bank heist, and you can simply just switch between Michael and Trevor while you're doing the shooting part, which means that it's going to be very similar to that, where you can switch between Jason and Lucia. I believe that Lucia is going to be like a pretty good driver in this game, and Jason's going to be like a pretty good shooter, which means that if you like driving, you can probably just switch to Lucia and then she's going to drive the car while Jason is doing the shootout, or you can just switch to Jason immediately and you can carry on with the shootout part and completely leave the driving part for Lucia to carry on with the AI system. Now, up next is the most important part that I think people are really excited about, which is the romancing system and how it's going to be working. Well, Rockstar Games says the GTA 6 is designed as a Bonnie and Clyde type of story narrative, with Jason and Lucia being very similar to what Bonnie and Clyde were, where they are just two major robbers back in the history. They were also in a romantic relationship. So Jason and Lucia are going to be in a romantic relationship, playing as an important role in the main storyline. So it definitely seems like Rockstar has already confirmed that Jason and Lucia are going to be in a relationship, but also they've confirmed something else that's very important, where they said that the game is going to have player choices, where Jason and Lucia are going to have complex identities. Their identities are going to be completely different, but players will still have room to shape both protagonists through story decisions. Now, it seems like the game is going to give multiple different story decisions that players need to make, and these story decisions are going to make sure on how the story is going to be progressing and what kind of relationship you're going to be having between Jason and Lucia. So you can either choose to completely destroy that relationship, or you can also build a relationship in good terms. So it's completely up to the player's choices here. So I'm believing that there is probably going to be options where you will have to decide if you want to cheat your partner in the game or not. Now, moving up, Rockstar also spoke about social media inside of the game. Rockstar Games says that working in-game social media feeds will play an important role in the storyline of the game, including the world and Rockstar's satire about modern America. Now, if you've seen a couple of these trailers and some of the highlights that Rockstar Games has shown so far, you'll obviously see that Rockstar Games gave a lot of importance with the new social media platform that they're releasing within the game, which kind of reminds me of what TikTok and Instagram looks like, where there are people making all reels all over. They're sharing reels. There's also likes, comments, live streams going on within the game itself. So all of these things are kind of going to be linked with social media, and it seems like it's going to play a very important role in the game as well. Now, up next is the most important system, which is going to play a massive role in GTA 6. Rockstar Games says that there is going to be a weight system in this game where eating will affect Jason and Lucia's weight, while exercising will visibly tone down their bodies and also build muscles. Now, obviously, we have seen Jason looking completely different in the previous leaks, and then when Rockstar Games released the second trailer, we saw this jacked up version of Jason, and we were really confused on whether Rockstar Games kind of just improved the version of Jason, or maybe there is a muscle building system in the game, pretty much like what we've seen in GTA San Andreas, where Carl goes to the gym every single day, and if you just keep exercising, you'll end up being super buffed up in the game. And if you don't exercise, if you just keep eating pizzas in the pizza store, you're obviously going to gain weight and are going to look super fat in the game. And it's going to affect the way your character runs, the kind of way your character is going to be able to carry different weapons and inventory items, and also the most important part, on how your character is going to be looking. And as far as what I've seen so far, it seems like, and I'm guessing, that the world is going to be interacting based on the character's appearance. The Rockstar has also added in something even better that we have never ever seen in any other game so far. This is probably going to be the first time we are seeing this new dynamic appearance feature, which Rockstar Games says that sleep deprivation, multiple days partying, binges, and constantly fleeing from the police will affect how Jason and Lucia's face appearance is going to be looking. Oh my god, I have never really seen such a feature in any of the other video games so far, because sleep deprivation and heavy partying, if you're just partying all day every single day and you have no sleep in the game, then obviously your characters are going to look very tired, and I think they're probably going to develop some sort of dark circles under their eyes and all that stuff. So they're just planning to go as realistic as possible. It seems like those things are going to make a lot of difference. So if you're partying too much, if you're taking a lot of, the substance, and if you're also drinking a lot of alcohol, then probably that's going to show up in a very negative way in terms of how your character is going to look like. Probably Jason's going to look like a junkie if he abuses the substances. So that's probably how it works. Rockstar Games also confirms that GTA 6 is going to be having realistic driving physiques, something that we've already seen in GTA 4. Players absolutely loved it. I don't know, for whatever reason, they kind of tend to remove that with GTA 5. But I think people absolutely loved the way the driving physics worked in GTA 4. And now Rockstar Games has said that real-life race car drivers were collaborating with Rockstar Games. And keep this in mind, these guys were veterans that were responsible for the game's vehicle handling system. So it definitely seems like they've taken the realistic driving mechanism to a whole new level. They've got in the veteran racers in order to go down there and check out how the driving mechanism should be working within the game. So most probably feels like the driving mechanism is going to be as realistic as possible. And finally, Rockstar Games has now officially agreed and confirmed that GTA 6 has been in development ever since 2013, which is the year when GTA 5 was launched. And Rockstar Games says that they have been working on GTA 6 in some capacity since shortly after the GTA 5's launch. So in that case, if you look at it, GTA 6 has probably been in development for the past 14 years. Can you believe it? 14 entire years. So honestly, man, I'm super excited for this game. I just can't wait to get my hands on GTA 6 and look at all of these things. And I've also got some update from a few of the content creators. It seems like a selected few content creators, like TGG, for example, they probably got an invitational access from Rockstar Games, where they got to see the gameplay much earlier, and they've already done it like a couple of weeks ago. So it seems like they have a lot more information. And probably after in a couple of hours, when the Netflix extended look goes live, these YouTubers are going to drop all of the things that they've known so far and all the information that they've gotten from Rockstar Games. And if you guys want to stay updated with all the latest information on GTA 6 and all the GTA 6 content every single day, then make sure to go ahead, subscribe to my channel. I've just started this new channel. I'm going to be building it all the way up and cover every single thing about GTA 6. So make sure to go ahead, subscribe, turn the notifications on, drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Till then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.